Hello, my good people. It's my hope that you are well and the Lord has kept you safe. Welcome to this reaction clip. Unfortunately, today I'm getting to a totally different topic. Today I won't touch on anything related to personal finance. In fact, I think for this clip I'm changing my audience 100%. But anyway, it's a reaction video where we get to react on some things that I feel that it will be better if we speak about them. And basically, this video shout outs to anyone operating a business major in Nairobi and its environs. Though it doesn't mean that if you're operating your business somewhere else, that you should not listen to this, because I think as we say that the world has turned to be a global village, or even the vices that are known to be done maybe within the cities has also spread to the villages. So it's an advice for anyone who is in business, who is likely to fall to the trap of whatever it is that we are about to discuss. Now, there's this thing that has been going on for quite a while, for some years, in fact, and I even thought that everyone is aware and nobody can fall trap about it. But I was shocked to realize that up to date, some businessmen are falling into the trap, and they get scammed. Now, there's this thing we call check fraud. Maybe you have heard about it, you have not heard about it. Maybe you have had some experience in your business, or you know someone who has experienced the same, who have been defrauded using fraudulent checks. Now, for those maybe who might not be aware, let's lay some background of it, so that you can be able to understand and get to understand how the fraud happens. Now, I think in pursuit of facilitating business transaction, checks are one of the instruments that were introduced in our financial system. That is basically to facilitate transactions between different players in the financial sector, or in the business world. Maybe I buy something from you, and we don't have the access of the bank nearby. Back then, there was no mobile banking that I can access my account through my phone. So maybe that was the essence of introducing a check, that I can write some instructions on a piece of paper, issue to you, go present to your bank. Then your bank will present it to my bank, and my bank will send the money to your bank. Now, back then, checks were of essence. They would make sense, because maybe the accessibility of the bank was not as easy as it is today. But now, definitely, innovations come with different charges. People find ways to benefit from others, and so over time, people came up with ways where they are able to scam businessmen using checks. So don't misquote me that checks are bad means of payment. They are good. 99% of the checks within our financial system are okay. They are good. But now there is that 1% that scammers are utilizing to scam or defraud business people. So how does this happen? How do you get to the point of being scammed? So assume you are in any kind of business, and a customer approaches you, and of course you'll be excited. That's why you have opened your business, to get customers. So getting a customer is a blessing. Then there are those repeat customers. Then there are those new customers that you may encounter, and definitely you are happy to encounter either of them. So someone presents themselves to your shop or to your business premises, and maybe make an order of some few goods here and there. And when it comes to the mode of payment, they say that they will make the payment through a check. So they issue you with a check, indicating that there is some amount that you should be paid, and you are happy because you are making sales. Now, maybe many people does not understand how the check system works. It is not any check that you are given is guaranteed that it will cash out. It will be money definitely. But many people does not understand that. Some will even go to extent of requesting for your banking information, that is your account number, and they will deposit the checks themselves to your bank account, and there's no restriction on who can deposit a check into a bank account. So they can be able to present the check themselves and deposit the check in your account. Then they will tell you have already paid for the goods. They have already paid for the goods, so you should give them whatever goods that they were buying from you. Now you will be able to see a reflection of the check in your, maybe even you have your mobile banking, you can be able to check your balance. Then it is quite important to note, and you know this, when you go checking your balance, you find that many messages will show you on the total balance and the available balance. That is, the available balance is the money that you already own, but the total balance include all the other balances, even such as those checks that are not cleared. So wewe utaona umewekewa pesa, that money will be in your total balance. That check will show you in your statement. But in the real sense, that check is not money in your bank account, but you didn't have an idea of whatever that it is happening. So someone persuades you that they have already paid for their goods through a check. You have seen the message, but you have not noted that money has not yet credited your account. That money has not yet cleared, because a bank-to-bank checks takes 2 working days to clear. Then option 1, you release the goods to that individual and they will go away. Then the following day, you will discover that that the check was unpaid, and there are over 100 reasons out of which a check can be unpaid. So there is many reasons as to why the check will be unpaid. Maybe majority of those checks are good checks on the wrong hands. So you will find that maybe it was a stolen checkbook. So the real owner of the checkbook had already given instruction to his bank not to pay any check. So that check will not be paid. Then some even go extra mile. They are quite, let's say, they are quite smarter than the others. So they'll confirm to you that they have deposited a check in your account. Let's say they were buying goods worth 500,000, because fraudsters will not come to you trying to con you 10,000, 5,000. They'll come with very enticing amount, and that deal will be so good to reject. So they always come with some high amount, some very enticing amount. Making a sale of 800,000 will entice you, and maybe even make common sense leave you for some few minutes, and that's where they get a chance to get you into the trap. So let's say they are paying worth goods worth 600,000. Then this guy will go ahead and write you a check worth 700,000. Remember, they are paying for goods worth 600,000, but they issue you with a check 700,000, and they are very nice. They'll confirm to you that you should not release the goods until the checks have cleared. That is after 2 days. They will confirm to you they are okay with that. They will be able to wait for the checks to clear so that you can issue the goods to them. But they tell you, as you have seen, we have deposited a check of 700,000, but our goods are worth 600,000. So as we wait the check to clear, because you will receive a total of 700,000, but our goods are worth 600,000, you should give us that 100,000 that you will receive. And as unsuspecting business person will say that now that I will receive 700,000 and their goods are 600,000, it makes sense I should give them the 100,000, and you give out the 100,000, and the same case will happen. That check will get unpaid, so they will have defrauded you the 100k that you give them in cash, because they purport that they have paid you in excess. So basically that's how checks are being used to, or have been used to, defraud people up to date. Now the other thing is that you cannot entirely put the blame on your bank. In fact, you cannot blame your bank, because those checks that are used for defrauding business people, they are not fake checks, but rather they are genuine checks on the wrong hands. So even your bank officials will not be able to detect any wrong thing with the check, because that check will have all the features of a good check. So it is not a fake check, but it is a genuine and good check, but on the wrong hands. So even your bank cannot save you in this. So it is an individual responsibility to be cautious, and save yourself from this. As far as your bank might try to protect you, at times it might not be possible. It's quite hard. So it's an individual responsibility to protect yourself and be alert from these scams. Now, how do you protect yourself from such scams? You can only decide to accept checks from those people that you have already created a relationship with. There are some customers that you have been transacting with over the years. You know them, you know their premises, you know how you operate, you know how they operate. So you have already created a business relationship with them. For those repeat customers that you have had over time, over the years, maybe you can you can collect checks from them. But for any new customers that you don't know about, you can play safe by not accepting checks from them. By all means, checks used to be vital in the old days where we did not have good bank branches network, where we did not have mobile banking, where we did not have internet banking. But in the year of the Lord 2024, I believe all the banks, all the commercial banks that are operating in our country have a mobile banking platform, have an internet banking platform. So those people should be able to do cash transfers to your bank account. Don't let them use checks. And even if you decide to accept the checks, let's assume they insist that they don't have any other means to pay you. It's only through a check. You can collect the check, but don't issue out any goods. Don't issue out any money until the check have cleared and and you have confirmed with your bank that now that check have already been availed into your account. Before that, don't give out any money, don't give out any goods. And that is in a situation where someone insists that that is the only means they have to pay. But for now, we have already moved to other better means that we can use to make the payment. So let them use, let those new customers, let those strangers use more efficient means to pay you, because checks clearing is a process. If if that stranger comes and presents to you a check from bank A and you bank in bank B, it will be a process, because you will present the check to your bank B, to your bank that is bank B, and then bank A and B will go and meet in a central clearing house that is facilitated by the Central Bank of Kenya. They will exchange the checks and they will make the payments. So your bank has no any clue of the account from which the check has been drawn. They cannot be able to tell whether that account exists. They cannot be able to tell whether that account has funds. They cannot be able to tell whether that account is transactional. So they're in the darkness. They have to wait until when they go to the clearing house, and that is when Bank A will tell them the account on which this check has been drawn was closed 5 years ago, and that's when the check will be unpaid. So that's why I said that your bank cannot be able to protect you in this. This calls for a personal responsibility to be alert, because this is Kenya, this is Nairobi and other environs where many people go out try to make a living from those who are not informed. So be alert, be informed, and avoid those scammers. Yes.